former teammate, like with
Hmm.
the Wolf Pack, we have a lot of Stanford Cardinals. So, um, it's a lot of fun to see our former teams like all doing so well right now.
Orton at the front. I mean, she's been
Really.
in the in the mix for so long. I mean, she could have won potentially 2 indoor titles back before the meet was canceled in Albuquerque in 2020. Then ran the cross country nationals last year, led inside of Final K, then fell apart. Outdoors looked like might be her time last year. Didn't have a good meet outdoors as well. But this could be the perfect way to end her career. Her coach said she's healthy leading up to this meet. That was not the case last year, and the fitness caught up to her. But it looks like it's going to be between her and Mercy Chalangat for the individual title. Gordon knows what happened. I think that's
I
the
know what
Gordon
happened.
knows what
So
happened face.
I know what happened. So I'm keeping my voice quiet.
Go, Courtney,
But
you
I
go
think
talk. Go, Courtney.
you're seeing what's happening right now. If you look at the screen, I
Yeah.
think
Well, this is what, you
if
can see them finishing hard. 'Cause like I said, like it is just downhill. As soon as you get up that kind of steep hill, it is just downhill to the finish. And it's so fun too, whenever you have the crowd like lining that whole way. I remember for myself, I was a world championship year and I was coming down that home stretch, and even the crowd then was pushed me into being in the top 6 to qualify for a world championship team. So I can only imagine how they're feeling with that kind of crowd. Getting to have spectators like that again, like they have to really be loving the environment and just kind of channeling that in as you're coming into the finish line.
Orton does it after all the near misses. Just elation on her face. Congrats to her. Looks like coming
That's
across
amazing.
in second is Chalangat. McCabe is third. Logue is fourth. Rowe fifth. Camille sixth. Haas 7. Nichols 8. Denner 9. DeLay of Yale 10. Marksich of Notre Dame 11. Anna Camp, so BYU second there in 12th. Haymack, Stanford 13. Magnus 14. Tui 15. And Camelli, Herman, then Heckel gets 18th. So what do we got on team scores, Gordon?
so. NC State, basically, they held on to that lead pretty easily, wins it with 84 points. BYU held on to second with 122. New Mexico got third, 130, and Colorado got fourth, 187. So it kind of went to form with our top 4 teams, and New Mexico gets another podium. Courtney, what are your thoughts on New
Woo!
Mexico ending on podium?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm ecstatic. I think that's our 6th podium finish in the last 8 years, which I think is just so impressive. I think it just shows you the culture we have around cross country. So I'm super proud of them. And I think what's so cool is I love seeing like how much they were working together and stuff. So yeah, super proud. I think anytime you get on the podium, is a great day. So
Yeah, New Mexico, their 6th runner scored 46 points. Their 6th
yeah, I
runner.
think that's really awesome. And just like you said, it speaks to the depth. And so, um, and we have we still have a lot of young women on the team, which is really cool too. So, I hope to kind of see this still staying the norm for a while. Very proud Lobo
Yeah,
right now. So,
yeah, you had like BYU and New Mexico ran really well, and NC State just had an incredible performance where their 5th runner scored 26 points. I think if you told BYU you're going to get the individual champion, Anna Camp's going to score 11, and then your 5th is going to score 43, or if you told New Mexico your 5th is going to score 38,
yeah,
you like their chances. It's just NC State was great today.
right. Yeah, NC State had an awesome day. I mean, I think any day you're scoring under 100 points at the national championship, like that's an incredible feat. And so, yeah, they really showed up, and I think the aggressiveness early. But I think I think it, like I said, with BYU, UNM, and Colorado, their finishes, you saw that altitude kind of coming in as a factor in the last, or training at altitude coming in as a factor in the last 2K. with how much I think kind of the backside of their packs are able to move up, which is exciting.
Hmm. Hmm. And it was interesting last year. We talked about BYU doing that crazy indoor cross country double, where at indoors they won the DMR and Courtney Wayment won the 3K, and then they won the cross title. But Orton wasn't involved in that indoor pursuit. It was because she wasn't able to, because that last season got taken from her
Mhm.
because of COVID. So they
Right.
won all these titles, but she hasn't. BYU's had all these moments, but she hasn't had an individual moment. She's been a key part for all these years, but she never got
Mhm.
that individual moment. It was Wayment who had that at that moment, who ran spectacularly. So kind of fitting for BYU, even though they don't get the win, but Orton able to have some individual recognition after what's been a really successful and long career for her.
Absolutely. I'm sure like winning an individual title, um, well, obviously, I think most people would say the team titles are like the most exciting cross country. Being able to win an individual one after she's probably waited for so long after that indoor season has to feel really good. Um, so
Yeah, and for NC State, Camille and Tui too. Just I mean, they go 1-2. All the hype and expectations on those two coming in, Tui in particular,
yeah,
to run that. I mean, Courtney, it's not easy. It's not easy to take high school success and translate it into the next level.
absolutely. And just to come in as they've been ranked number one throughout a lot of the season, and it's a lot of pressure to, come in as the favorites because you kind of feel like the only way to walk away not disappointed is to win. And so for them to be able to pull it off today just shows you, I think, how they were approaching the season likely and just, how tough they are as a team. That's super impressive. And, yeah, my good friend Emily Pritt, I'll owe her brunch because we always, whoever's team wins between the two in terms of buys the other one brunch. And so I've had to buy brunch the last 2 years.
Okay. You had a nice run there, though. You had a nice run.
I did, yeah. Especially, I think it was 2019. Um, UNM went 4th, and then NC State
Yeah.
was 5th, and it all came down to the last K. So,
Love it. So Colorado, we should mention them because they were the other team on the podium. That's their first podium since 18 when they won it with Danny Jones leading the way. That this will be their 13th podium in
wow.
program history. You mentioned New Mexico. This should be their sixth podium, if I'm doing my math
Yeah.
correctly. And NC State, their ninth, but their first title. BYU, their 12th podium.